She's back. Lexie Hull is back in what is a big move for the Fever, and I thought it was going to be tough for the Fever to sign Lexie Hull. I thought it was going to be so tough, purely because of her being a restricted free agent, and I thought the teams might wander for a little bit of money. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a while. I will say this. It's a multi-year deal. We'll hear more about it. And the Indiana Fever, from what we have heard, not from what we've heard, from what I've heard from sources, the 1 year deal, Kelsey Mitchell wanted to sign long term. The Fever did not want to commit max money to her long term. I don't know if it's that she wants to sign a long term supermax, and the Fever only want to give her, if they want to give her a long term deal, she would have to do what Enrique did and take a pay cut, which could very well be the case. But it is an interesting one. But if you guys are happy, subscribe. We are trying to get to 58.4K by the end of the day. But yeah, it is a big one. It is a big one. And Lexie Hull announced on TikTok. She announced via TikTok. And by the way, I'm going to be back posting TikToks this year. I'll be back posting TikToks. Okay. It says she's back. So it's obviously Lexie Hull and Sophie. Say Lexie Hull and Caitlin Clark at the Masters. And hopefully, good old Irish Rory McIlroy. Another Irish man wins. Rory McIlroy can win it again. How's he getting on today? It probably hasn't teed off yet today. But he's 6 shots ahead. And he's not going to have the pressure of choking again because he didn't choke last year. He only almost choked. But Lexie Hull obviously signing a multi-year deal is big. That is big. And it means that Lexie's going to be there minimum till the end of Caitlin's rookie deal. By the way, I have a feeling the Indiana Fever aren't going to trigger the max contract on one of Aaliyah Boston or Caitlin Clark. If you guys don't know, they're allowed to negotiate for a max. If they don't want a max, there's nothing that they can do. It's to tie them down long term. It's like if you see the reserve free agents, if you want to sign them long term, you get them on a deal. Like Julie Alamont signed for just over the minimum. She signed for below league average, despite the fact that if she was a restricted and not a reserved free agent, she would have signed for $800-900K a year. But it would have been a really big one. So Lexie Hull obviously breaking her own news, which is good, but a multi-year deal means a lot. And a multi-year deal, sorry, Jesus, I don't know why I clicked there, but that does, for me anyway, I think a multi-year deal, it shows that the Indiana Fever are prioritizing Lexie. And I don't know. Again, I think the only way Kelsey Mitchell comes back to the Indiana Fever is if, long term, is if it turns out that she's so bad next year that, there is a world where she's so bad next year that she's not going to, she's not going to command the max, but or maybe she'll command the regular max and not the super max. But Hull being back helps. And by the looks of things, you've got the Fever almost running it back. If it turns out the Fever run it back, and it looks like the Mo Billings is going to be a financial downgrade from a Natasha Howard, but in fact a on-court upgrade. Sometimes you can find a better fit that just is better for your team, and that's what what's her name's going to be over Natasha Howard. That's what Mo Billings is going to be. She screens better, she runs harder, she's younger, and she is easily a better fit with Caitlin Clark. And she is a slightly better defender. I'm not going to say that Natasha Howard, and the reason I say slightly better is Mo Billings tries harder, and Natasha Howard, when she wants to, is an elite defender. We saw it in the Commissioner's Cup final last year. When Natasha Howard locks in for those 2.5 games a year, she's a fantastic defender. And by the way, if it turns out Natasha Howard comes back on a $500K a year deal, I'm okay with that. rumor is as well, Lexie Hull turned down more money to come back from the Fever. And I think everybody kind of knew that there would be a hometown discount with Lexie Hull. The thing is like, we all were wondering how much of a hometown discount. Like, and depending on who offered the money. Like, if it was the Tempo, she might take $300K less a year to play in Indiana. If it was the Liberty, it might only be $100K less a year. Because there are advantages for her being in New York as well. Because obviously if she's in New York for running her brand and everything, that helps her out as well. But at the end of the day, Lexie's back for multiple years. We don't need to worry about Lexie in free agency. We don't need to worry about her going anywhere. And it being a multi-year deal is important for the Fever as well, because in a year's time, like tying down a multi-year deal now, the cap goes up every year. So what you want to do is, if you really, really, really want to keep somebody, you've tied them down to a multi-year deal now, the cap's only going to go up in the next couple of years. So like, you go and sign these players on a multi-year deal, and let's just say she signed a multi-year 500K a year, 600K a year deal. It might, like, it's not a bad deal, but it mightn't be the greatest deal in the world. But for me, I'm like, I would still go and fully say, you know what, go and do it. Like, go and do it, because that 600K, if it's a 3-year deal, by year 3 is going to be 150K over minimum. So these long-term deals are really beneficial. They're really, really beneficial for teams. And I think the Indiana Fever keeping Lexie Hull is important for multiple years. I don't know if keeping Sophie for multiple years is that important, but Lexie is important because I think Lexie's, I think Sophie's as important as anything for culture. So I think the likelihood of them not taking Gabriella Jaquez is quite high. I think with Ty Harris, I have no idea who they're going to take. Like, the Indiana Fever might just overshoot it on Marta Suarez. Maybe they take, they wait and just take Justine Pissot in the second round. But like, Marta Suarez is, it's one of those things where it's a really, really tough one to, to justify taking her at 10. But maybe they do. Maybe they do. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Lexie Hull is back. She is back for the Indiana Fever. And yeah, my expectation is in and around 600K a year. That would be my guess. Anyway, see you guys.